It starts with making them run and keeping it fun.
Look up, look up, look up. That's it.
I want to talk about the importance of making quality coaches.
Make it count, make it count. Good job. Take that in there, girl. Good job. That's good distraction. 15 seconds, girls. 15 seconds. Good job.
So from the time a young person starts playing basketball at 8 or 9 years old and they transition to the next coach, you would hope and expect that there's consistency all the way through, that those same philosophies play through the whole way. I've spent a fair number of years coaching multiple levels of teams, whether it be the junior mini, the U8s, the U10s, the U12s, up to the juvenile ranks, up to the high school age kids. I've coached everything from the Division 5 to the AAA. I have a pretty good sense. And the funny thing is, it doesn't matter whether it's U8s, the little junior mini guys, or the AAA high school athletes. A lot of it's the same. A lot of the same fundamentals should apply to coaching and coaching philosophy and approach to any practice in game. A lot of it's the same.
Goes low. Like once you've passed the ball, go get open right away. Oftentimes it's the person that's throwing that ball in that can be really wide open. Okay? Defense, just play honest. Let's see you go. Nicely done, nicely done. Half court, half court, half court.
We have a pre-season meeting with the parents and the players, and we lay out the expectations at that point. What are the expectations of the players? What are the expectations of the parents? And what are the expectations of the coaches? As a coach in youth basketball, it's all about, for me, it's all about being consistent with all the players and delivering a very consistent message to them in terms of the commitment I expect from them, in terms of expectations at practice and at games, what I expect from them. We talk about fair play. We talk about the fact that everybody has paid the same amount of money. We are all going to get a chance to play. We love competition. It doesn't have to be intense, serious competition. It doesn't have to be a play, but it's competition. So in all of the practices that I run, many of the drills are games. They're competitions against the clock. They're competitions against themselves. Oftentimes they're working as a team.
It's nice and low, get down low on that. You've got read and react going on down here, right? You've got read and react. They're having to go, Angela's giving them one thing or the other, and they got to read what she's giving them, right? Over here we got different give and go passes. He's got them throwing long bombs, short passes, and they're working on their lanes as well. It does all sorts of things in all of 6 minutes. It's an awesome drill.
And one of the things that I find many coaches do is they spend too much in stationary. They spend a bit too much time stopping and spending long periods of time talking to the kids. My preference is I'm talking to them, and I'm talking to them constantly, but it's while the drills are going on. We're running full court drills, and I am constantly speaking to them. I'm giving them feedback on the run, as opposed to stopping and spending several minutes maybe describing something. Yes, once in a while that has to happen, but in general, give the feedback while they're working, while they're running. This is not just about one person. And again, I've seen that all too often where one person takes it on and they try to be everything. And that doesn't work. You need to have, yes, a head coach. I am happy when I have 2 assistant coaches. I want a manager. I want a team nurse. I have all of that in the preseason lined up. I want a whole team. I want a whole program built. Even at the youngest levels of junior mini or bantam, you should make sure you're surrounding yourself with a team, a coaching team, if you will. It's vital. So one of the other things I would say as a head coach is you got to make sure that you're giving your assistant coaches, who are oftentimes maybe coaches that are aspiring to be a head coach, you got to give them airtime with the kids. You got to allow them to learn and to coach as well. So you'll find that in any of the practices that I do, you'll see my coaches are quite active. I just want Nova Scotia to have as many great coaches as we possibly can. That's what we want. I want to have the biggest group of well-trained, motivated coaches out there, and that we've all been coached at the same level, in the same sort of consistent manner. From an organization perspective, the practice plan is critical. And I go back to an old saying, it's called plan your work, work your plan.
There you go. That's 4.
We talked about communication and the importance of communication. What I've done is every week after our game, I send the kids out a team message. Now, I call it my goods, bads, and uglies. And that really is just a summary of the game. What are the things that we did well, the goods? What are the things that we were needing some improvement on, the bads and uglies? And then I usually also give out a game ball or two to the 2 players of the game. And note this, the players of the game, they are not always the kids that score the most points. It's the kid that played the best within themselves. So the kid perhaps that isn't a scorer but had a great game because he or she hustled down the court, made a couple of nice plays. You got to make sure you spread that love around. But communications, regular communications on a weekly basis. At this point, we don't have nearly enough qualified coaches that are coaching. You got it? We got lots of people coaching out there, but are they qualified? Have they, are they doing a good job? It's vital that we make sure that we've got kids loving the game by making quality coaches. We are trying to raise the bar across the province. We absolutely are. We're trying to raise the bar.